everyone. I'm Tanu Sharma and welcome to Take Me Back to the 90s podcast, where we journey back to the golden era of 90s. Joining us today is the talented Raman Trikha, a prominent face from the golden era of 90s Indian television. Best known for his role in Banegi Apni Baat, he captivated audience with his natural acting and memorable performances. Beyond TV, he has also made his mark in films. We are excited to hear about his journey, his work during the 90s. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. How did you first get into acting? Like, what was your initial experience in the industry like?
See, so being a Delhiite, passing out from Delhi, modern school Vasant Vihar, I always wanted to be an actor, but there were not too many means and opening in the early 90s, I would say so. The inspiration came from a very funny thing. There was a video magazine called Lehre. It used to show the shootings and behind the scenes, snippets. And VHS used to be available during those days. So I got hooked onto that, and then that kind of intrigued me into, okay, it's such a wonderful medium to express yourself, and why not? And it's not that difficult. So that got me the seed of, getting into acting. That was the first thing which came through watching Lehre. And then I pursued, and my parents supported me, and then I landed up in Bombay.
So Banegi Apni Baat was way ahead of its time. Show was considered to be too bold for 90s. It covered topics like premarital sex, heartbreaks, flirtation, college ragging, even there were few kissing scenes. Of course, it had a stellar ensemble cast like Irrfan Khan, Madhavan, R. Madhavan, Shefali Shah. So what was it like to be part of such different show, and how did it shape your career?
I think the credit goes to Tony and Dia Singh. It was their vision, it was their thought process. And the other very important person in Banegi Apni Baat was Shuttapa. Shuttapa was Irrfan Khan's wife. She was the writer of the show. So the entire show was between Dia and Shuttapa, was planned, conceptualized, and on regular basis they used to keep incorporating the events which were happening in the society then. See, though we were ahead of time, but everything happens everywhere. So they were the first one to bring it on television, mainstream, and show people the fact. So I think maybe we got accepted and we were loved so much, and we are still loved because of that show, is purely because we stated facts right on their face much before they could even, get to see them anywhere else. So it was more of a shock value for everyone, seeing premarital affairs and then kissing scenes on television, because people were of the mindset that Doordarshan tha, and very, conservative viewing in terms of, spiritual. Ramayana aata tha, Mahabharata aata tha. So people were more hooked onto those kind of things. The moment Banegi Apni Baat hit, and people got reality check that everything happens around them, and this is what we are showing.
So did you face any backfire during the filming of the show or after it was being telecasted? Were there any controversies?
To everyone's surprise, I was really loved. I'm still loved of the character which I played in Banegi Apni Baat. And I was shocked. It took me almost 6 months to realize that I'm Rahul Seth. Because when we used to go on the set, we used to say our lines, and we used to perform and come back home. And we never got the time to interact with people because we were so busy shooting from morning to evening. And 15 days gap when we used to get, and we used to party and move out, and then we used to see the reaction of people, that how much they love Banegi Apni Baat was a shocker to me. And there have been certain instances that I have come down to Delhi to meet my parents, during the show. And there used to be hordes of people outside my house just to kind of, know what's going to happen in the coming episodes. Will I be with Priya, or will I be with Firdaus Dadi, Riya? Will I have a conflict with Manav in the serial? So, I mean, they were so inquisitive about knowing what's going to come next. Got me very excited about the blessings which I got through Banegi Apni Baat, because every actor's dream is recognition by the end of the day. And you struggle, you strive, you go all out to be seen, to be known, and to be appreciated, whether it's a positive role, negative role, or a gray character, any character you play. So I think in my case, I was very fortunate that I landed up in Bombay. I slogged a little, and then I got opportunities which opened doors for me and which established me as an actor, which is, I mean, in such a huge country with such huge population, and if you're recognized through your medium, it's purely a blessing which I think I got it.
So, how was your experience working with such stellar ensemble cast? And are there any special behind the scenes memories or funny moments from Banegi Apni Baat that you would like to share?
See, I would say the entire Banegi Apni Baat is a memory for me, and is a special moment in my life. And secondly, uh, I was a non-actor, in the sense I had no formal training in Delhi, and you land up in Bombay, you land up doing a course from Roshan Taneja, and you try to know the craft, but the craft is never known through few classes which you take. You actually experience when you work with such great actors like Divya Seth, Arun Baliji, Irfan Khan, R. Madhavan, all these people, especially Sadia Siddiqui, who played my wife Priya. She's a theater actress. And trust me if I tell you that whatever performance you've seen in Banegi Apni Baat and the kind of love I've got, majority of the inputs used to come from her, because she being a theater actress, she used to guide me कि रमन नहीं ऐसे कर, ऐसे बोलना अच्छा लगेगा. And we had no egos, because I always wanted to learn, and I'm still learning. When you go on a set, and if somebody is giving some inputs to enhance your performance, I mean, you have to take it with open arms. And this is what I learned working with Irfan Khan. In fact, we got the honor and an opportunity being directed by him also. There were a few episodes at the latter half, in the end, which were directed by Irfan Khan. So when you had such great starlets and actors, and you tend to shine automatically. Your shine comes from their performance, and you get highlighted. So I would say कि, being a non-actor, whatever I learned, whatever I have survived so many years, and I've worked so many projects, it's courtesy my school, Banegi Apni Baat. The foundation was very strong. I was surrounded by one of the best actors who were all out to help each other, and the result was in front of you.
So, still, do you have any special memories, any funny memory that you would like to share? Anything that you remember?
In fact, it was one party, going to a Banegi Apni Baat set was one big party, because we never were treated as actors. We were treated as friends, like who happen to come onto a set, and certain scenes are given, and you need to perform, have lunch, dinner, masti ki, mazak kiya, और घर चले गए. But every day was fun, I mean, if you tell me any specific memory, it's been it's a fun ride. I mean, 5 years I was with the Banegi Apni Baat, and I enjoyed maximum. I mean, every day I used to look forward to. आज के टाइम में और तब के टाइम में the difference तनु major is that तब हम we used to look forward to going for a shoot, and अब it's like a torture. You go onto a set. It's a money making racket now. आई वुड नॉट से रैकेट, बट ठीक है कि अब वो क्रिएटिविटी का जो एक पैशन फ्लेयर होता है ना, वो आई थिंक इज मिसिंग. इट्स बिकम मोर कमर्शियल. एक तो डेली स्लॉट आ गया. बनेगी अपनी बात वाज नॉट अ डेली, इट वाज अ वीकली सोप. So we had ample of time to improve ourselves, see ourselves, polish ourselves. So we could work out the next episode or the next day, sequences. We had time to execute the whole thing. अब क्या हो गया है कि छापो, डालो, देखो और भूल जाओ. So वो एक difference था. That's one of the major reasons I reduced my television assignments, because I was not getting that kick, that feel which I got during the 90s, I would say. I've done close to 1,000 episodes of television. In almost, I'll be the only actor I can say proudly who's worked on Z, who's worked on Sony, who's worked on Star Plus, and who's worked on Doordarshan. I mean, I can name the television soaps which I've done in all these channels. You name one actor who says I've worked on all the TV channels. So that was the kind of excitement we used to get working in during 90s, which is missing now.
People still fondly remember your show Banegi Apni Baat. What is it about the 90s show that make them so timeless?
I think the issues, the relatable issues, which they connected very strongly with, and that was the time, I would say it was a television revolution in India, because private channels had just been introduced. People were, of the mindset of Doordarshan and regional channels. The moment an independent satellite channel came with a content out of the box or at par with global content, which was showcased here, people immediately connected. People connected with my character. Ki yes, every second dude of college or school wanted to be a Rahul Seth, you know and every second person who's downtrodden, who's deprived, or who could not make it, was identifying himself with Manav. you know the poor guy, oh, he's not from a rich family, that's why he didn't get Ria. Rahul said took Ria. So the comparisons were so strong that the audience at that point of time could see their life through BAB. So that's why I was loved, and I'm loved by all the people of that generation till today. When I myself get shocked. I mean, we started Banegi Apni Baat way back in 1992, August, you know, and today we are in 2024. And when you come and say, "K, you want to feature me for the shows of the 90s," I feel like what's happening, I mean, it's still remembered. I mean, there's so much of content, and still people talk about Banegi Apni Baat. I feel it's great. I mean, it gives me immense pleasure to talk about that show because it's very close to my heart, and it was a grooming school for me. Tony and Dia Singh have been, I would say, a godly figure for me for my career when I landed up in Bombay, and they guided us, all of us. We were completely raw. They groomed us, they polished us, and then they kind of said, "Okay, go, conquer the world." And everybody is so successful today in their own manner, and they're happy. It's courtesy. The foundation was so good.
How do you think the television landscape has changed since the 90s? What do you miss most about that era?
Commercialization. The it's purely become money making now. I mean, content is looked upon, no doubt, but it is not sustained. you know चीजें लोग want to experiment, but वो कंटिन्यूटी ना, वो क्वालिटी मेंटेन नहीं कर पाते, बिकॉज उनका एक रहता है कि अप्रूवल मिल गया, अब आ जाओ, अब चलने दो, 6 महीने तो चैनल कुछ बोलेगा नहीं, फिर देख लेंगे, फिर ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न्स करके. तो अभी ना वो, आई डोंट नो, आई मीन, My last show on television was Kumkum, okay, on Star. And I could feel something amiss, with Hussein and Juhi Parmar. In fact, I was called for the extension of that show again after doing 200 plus episodes. I felt the disconnect, from television after that. And that made me just completely cut off. Okay, I cannot relate to some content and then I have to go and perform, and it's not coming from my heart. I rather do something else. You are in this profession purely because of your passion. You know, money is a byproduct of your success. So if you're not happy, you will not be happy by making money also. There are so many other ways of surviving and doing other activities which keeps you happy and occupied. So that's how there was a major disconnect of mine from the television.
So if you could bring back one 90s TV show for a reboot, which would it be and why?
I mean, I would say Banegi Apni Baat. I mean, and I would say the other 90 shows was Malgudi Days. I mean, it was so simple, it was so pure, the stories were so beautiful. Another favorite show of mine. I loved it. The Malgudi Days, the music, the way it was shot, and I was very impressed with that. And then another show of Pankaj Kapoorji, Karamchand, where he played a detective, was very close to my heart. I used to really enjoy it. So, and then came Banegi Apni Baat. So, these are the three shows which I still remember of. I do remember Nukkad, was another favorite show of mine. And these are the few, shows which have left everlasting impact on audience's mind. The moment I say Nukkad and people from the 90s and 80s, they'll say, yeah, what a show. So, even Circus, of Shah Rukh Khan, Fauji of Shah Rukh Khan, these were very simple, very true to nature, very close to heart, and very realistic shows. All these were, which are still engraved in your heart, and audience can never forget. The people and their performances.
You worked in films in the 90s and early 2000s. How do you think things have changed since the 90s?
I would say films. See, film is like a graduation, and television was school for us. So if you've done too much of schooling, it gets monotonous, and you definitely want to go on to the next level in your life. So that's how I treated films, and I was fortunate enough working with Ram Gopal Varma in Gayab, मैं माधुरी दीक्षित बनना चाहती हूँ. And my all-time favorite film is मैं माधुरी दीक्षित बनना चाहती हूँ. If you see my character Rumi Saab, it's so very well written. It's not throughout the film, but whatever it is there, the time, it has an impact. And Chandan Arora was the director of that film, and he was the editor of Ram Gopal Varma for a couple of his films, and he's done a fantastic job. I mean, every character comes out, though the film was not a very big commercial success. And trust me, if it's telecasted, or if it's put in theaters today, again people would enjoy it. You know, and it was such a simple film, very close to my heart, and I enjoyed doing films. The only reason why, because we get a lot of time to polish yourself, and you know, uh, everything is at ease. The pace is slow. Television was very fast paced. I mean, the moment daily soaps came in, the speed of your output was 10x. आओ करो जाओ, ये पढ़ो, 20 सीन पढ़े हैं, पढ़ो रटो, करो और निकलो, और चलो, ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, भूल जाओ, चला गया. वो चीजें मेरे को ना थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब करती थी, बिकॉज व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू कम बैक एंड एनालाइज, नहीं वो मैंने अच्छा नहीं किया, वो ऐसा नहीं हुआ, तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. बट फिल्म में क्या होता है, यू गेट टाइम, आई मीन यू कुड डिस्कस विद द डायरेक्टर, You could work on your character, you could work on the mood, you could work on the, the body language. टेलीविजन में वो बड़ा मेरे लिए लग रहा था कि यार ये अब यहाँ से नहीं, तो फिल्म वाज आई लव्ड, एंड आई एम still, I mean, signed for a couple of projects which I don't want to name, and I'm quite excited about, and I'm just waiting for them to start. It's not that I've quit acting.
We saw you last in Hungama, I guess.
Hungama too, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so where can we see
during
you next? Like,
very, very soon. Something exciting is cooking up for the OTT, and which I'm very keen. It's again out of the box with the no strings attached in terms of the censorship point of view. It's complete open free character. You can just express yourself all out, and I'm just a little excited about it. Scripting is going on, and they're planning to pitch to some good OTT platforms, and once the confirmation comes, we'd go on floors. So that should be very soon, but I'm quite excited, for all this.
so any memories from Hungama? Hungama 2?
Well, again, as I say, whatever project I do, if you have seen my career graph, it doesn't say off too many projects, only because I only want to be associated with few which I feel happy about, proud after doing it, whether I get one scene or whether I just get a passing shot. There should be a smile on my face when I'm associated. So when I was signed for Hungama. Uh, it had Pareshji, it had Priyadarshan sir as a director, it had Ashutosh Rana, it had Shilpa Shetty, it had Mizan Jafri, a young boy, new kid on the block. So when you're surrounded with such positive energy and great people and performers, and if you're a part of that project, it automatically brings pride into and it adds another feather to your career. So that was a great feeling when I got associated with Hangama, and I'm still very happy about being part of it. Working with Paresh ji and Ashutosh Rana was such a lovely experience, and seeing them performing on set in front of your eyes. And another favorite actor of mine, Tikku Sania ji, he was also there. Rajpal Yadav, with whom I had done मैं माधुरी दीक्षित बनना चाहती हूँ. So when such great people were there on the set and you work amongst them, automatically, your work shines. And that's the biggest memory I have of Hangama too. See, currently, another favorite director of mine is Girish Malik. He directed, his last film was Torbaz. So he's working on a fantastic script. So we are finalizing that for a very prominent OTT player. So I'm quite excited about that. And then on the other hand, I'm keeping myself busy. I have a company of my own where we do events, and hopefully we would be the bidder for MotoGP to be happening in Delhi in 2025, second half of the year. So we are aggressively pitching for that. So currently, I'm working on this big event to bring it down to India and give a motorsports, experience to all the Indians around. So let's hope everything goes well.
That's an amazing initiative, sir.
Thank you.
So I wish you all the success and hope to see you on a big screen soon.
Thank you.
Waiting for your OTT projects. Thank you so much for joining in today. And yeah, it was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you, Tanu. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.